Hello, I am Ian, and Worlds in Collision, when the Earth nearly died, catastrophe. So this video will be about a solar system disaster. The sinking of the continent known as Atlantis causes the Ice Age and the Biblical Flood, and in the year 538 AD, the landmass of the Earth shrinks, and there's a worldwide 200-foot sea level rise. It's also known as the Dark Ages. This video is about the solar system disaster. Where did we come from? What are we doing here? What is the meaning of life? Are we alone in the universe? Is there a God? Is there life after death? What is it? The answer is we live in a created reality. There's a creationary source, and the creator has created this universe in order to explore thought, and the Earth's an experiment to create one of our bodies. Our bodies are the technology. The ghost in the machine idea, a spirit or a soul in a body. We're all an eternal spark of the creationary source, exploring the thought, or an energy being made of plasma and a body made out of solids, liquids and gases. What would you like to call that? There's a bit of a list. Now, this solar system is an experiment in a full physical reality. The rest of the universe would be known as semi-physical. In a full physical reality means there's more options for change, more possibilities. There's a bigger bandwidth of frequencies to work with. It's more physically dense. So we're not some backwater planet in the middle of nowhere just evolving from the goo. It's the other way around. We're actually on the cutting edge of the universe's experiment. The whole of the universe is watching and helping us. You know, a full physical reality hasn't been tried before. And because of that fact, we encounter a couple of problems. Those problems being, we have a solar system disaster. 2 planets exploded. It was an accident. Now, we used to have 13 planets in our solar system. There was life on all planets. But due to decisions made earlier on in their development, 4 of the planets came to the realization they weren't going to be able to achieve the goal of this solar system, which was to create a vessel like one of our bodies. So the decision is made. So they decide to leave the solar system. This is a normal process that goes on, that happens throughout the rest of the universe. The planets are expected to just become a gas giant, slowly dissolve away. But unfortunately, what happens is when 2 of the planets leave the solar system, two of the planets leave the solar system first, because the solar system is an experiment in a full physical reality, these 2 planets fracture, they explode, the debris rips through the solar system, killing all life on all planets apart from here on Earth. It's decided that the rest of the solar system will become dormant while we focus our attention here. Now, realizing what had happened to the first 2 planets, the other 2 planets that were going to leave the solar system actually left, the physical planet left the solar system, and now they're up in the constellation of Orion, around 50 trillion miles away. NASA's IRAS telescope, the infrared one, has spotted a couple of gas giants up there. So I would have said the religious cross is the symbol of the field of energy, or the energy beings that we are made from, or everything's made from. So our creationary source, our universal envelope, galaxies, solar systems, stars and planets, one of us. So 2 sets of counter-rotating spiraling vortices set at 90 degrees to each other. So spirituality, spiraling vortex. And so the model we're looking at here, it appears to work like this, that the energy being that is the planet would puts themselves in position in the solar system, plugs themselves into a universal energy flow of plasma, and uses that plasma to coalesce the physical planet. In the case of Mother Earth created first the rock of the planet, then the Earth's flooded with water, we end up with a water planet. Then the rock of the planet expands, exposing the land mass. So it's when the energy being left the physical planet it created. This is a normal process that happens throughout the universe, but the physical planet actually fractures and explodes. So the solar system debris, like the asteroid belt, the Kuiper belt, the Oort cloud, these are the remnants, the remains of the two planets that exploded. Now, with our solar system being an experiment in a full physical reality, there's an energetic frequency bubble around our solar system, and it's gated the constellation of Orion and Alpha Draconis. There's only the only way in and out of these the solar system is through these two gates. So the Orion's gate takes you to the rest of the universe, and the Alpha Draconis gate takes you to, well, there's some kind of a wormhole Stargate system to allow fast travel back to the homeworlds of the other alien races. So we have 13 races in this universe. In this universe, that would be equivalent to human-sized sparks of the creationary source. 6 are just energy beings that have no physical body, and this solar system was created so those 6 races could have an experience in a physical body. But there are another 7 alien races that have a physical body, or a semi-physical body, and these are the guys with the flying saucers. So that's the wormhole system that allows travel back and forward to this solar system. Our moon is the cooled magma core of what was the 6th planet. The craters on the moon are impacts of the other planet that exploded while the moon was still viscous. And there was a human colony on Mars before there was one here on Earth. And as it happens, the life on Mars were pretty interchangeable with very little adjustment. So the hunter-gatherer prototype human that Mars had used to create its human being was slightly in advance of the Earth-generated Neanderthal man. So a Mars-Earth hybrid is created, known as Cro-Magnon man. And it's that body type, that hunter-gatherer body type, that's used to create one of our bodies. You know, their development is accelerated. They're genetically manipulated into one of our bodies. And this happens on Atlantis 85,000 years ago. And as ever, I recommend the work of Chris Thomas. This is a psychic reading of the universal events kept known as the Akashic Record. And Chris's talent has been that he's been hardwired into it since he's been a little boy. And time he gets into his early 20s, he realizes what he's been connected to, and he spends the next 40 years something trying to find out what true history rather than the rubbish that's in the history books. And I stumbled across this guy in 2011, and I've been checking it since then, and everything I've been able to check checks out. You know, the odds of it being wrong have become very, very long. It's just got to be right. When I was checking it, what I found was a lot of great research and a lot of disinformation. What I didn't find was another guy. Because the only guy I found that gives you a big picture overview, it takes you right from the start of the universe up until 2011, and does a pretty good job of filling in the detail along the way. The issue becomes, what's the question? Well, Chris has asked and answered quite a few there. This is a recap of his previous 7 books, and there's a very detailed explanation of the solar system disaster in one of those books. Here's an article from the Washington Post that, well, they found a gas giant up in the constellation of Orion. A heavenly body, possibly as large as the giant planet Jupiter, and possibly so close to Earth that it would have been part of this solar system, has been found in the direction of the constellation of Orion by an orbiting telescope aboard the US Infrared Astronomical Satellite. And Chris dates this event, the solar system disaster, at 3.9 million years ago. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm going to leave it there with this one. If you can please like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.